Hey, good morning, and welcome to our second episode of Mafia Memoirs. We have a very fun 30 minutes ahead of us. We're actually going to be talking to Scott Macha of Total Eclipse Detailing. And while we're waiting for him to come in, we have some pretty exciting things happening this weekend. We will be heading over to the Rag Company. They are sponsoring an event. Rennie Doyle's coming in. I think Bob Phillips is coming in. I know Dave is.
Dave's coming in.
And so they always have a great show. So it's going to be a great time. We'll be there from 9 to 2. I know Shane Mayfield is coming over from Oregon. So should be a really good time tomorrow. Or actually Saturday from 9 to 1, I think.
9 to 2.
9 to 2. So gonna be a long, busy day. Hey, Ryan, how are you? You are in beautiful Alaska. The boat's put away, and so what are you doing now since you can't go fishing?
Shoveling snow. Shoveling snow.
That's it. So, and then we're also heading up to SEMA here in a couple weeks. We will be at the PNS Products booth, so make sure you swing by and see us. We'll be there with Bob Phillips and Keith DePlessis. Be there all week. And so yeah, we're just waiting right now for Scott Macha. So let me see if I can add him real quick. Let's see, I think let's see which one. Alright, okay, we just need Scott to join us. Alright, just wait a few minutes.
Give him a call. So the event at the Rag Company ought to be pretty cool. I didn't know it was. We didn't know quite what to think of it or how big of an event it was going to be, but it seems like quite a few people are going to show up there. And the Rag Company is always an awesome host. Jeff and Carolyn and the crew down there are always awesome and very gracious, and they have a beautiful facility to have anything to do with detailing. They got a shop that rivals most detailing shops right there on site to film with. But so anybody that's in the general vicinity should sign up and come down and see that. Like Jody said, there's going to be a lot of people there, and they're going to present. They always do a really good job of presenting products and
yeah, with Rennie being there, it'll be interesting to see what the topic is. So
yeah. So, and then I'm not sure if you saw Rennie's post yesterday. He's here in Idaho with his daughter Darren, and it's that's one of the things we're going to be talking about with Scott here in just a minute. Is some of the things we see, which are weather, and yeah, there's some snow here in Idaho already, up in the mountains. Cools right off. And everybody's got to deal with that as far as their own environment. And another thing we're looking at is coming up here is SEMA. The SEMA show is coming up 30th, 31st, and the 1st and 2nd of November. We're getting really geared up for that. We will be joining the PNS crew again to kind of highlight Road FS and some of the new features we've got in there. So we will be doing that coming up later in the month.
all right, I see Sean Sepulveda, I see Ryan, but I'm not seeing Scott yet. So appreciate you guys' patience as we get going.
While we're waiting for Scott to show up, anybody that's out there, is there anybody? How many of you are going to SEMA? I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of people. I know that some people have posted their tickets or whether they're going or not. But if you're going to go, there's a lot of events. If you've been, you know that there's a ton of events around the IDA or the Mafia themselves. They always put a big showing on. Rennie will be doing a bunch of stuff live. We're actually planning on doing one of these live at SEMA on Thursday morning, same time. We'll figure out, the mystery guest that we'll be bringing on board to do the Mafia Memoirs. But always a good time at the SEMA show to look at the latest and greatest in the industry and what people are offering.
Yeah, and we're actually going to be there the entire week. So we head up there on Monday. We'll be there Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah, we'll be there the whole entire week again.
One of the things that I'm really excited about is the Rag Company event that we'll be doing, that we've been invited to. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
going to Top Golf.
Scott right there.
There
Scott
we go.
Macha.
Scott Macha. There we go. Hold on, let me add him real quick. All right, let's see. Add Scott. All right.
Thinking about it.
There you go. It's add your patience. All right, Scott.
There he is.
Hey,
There's the man, the myth.
what's up, guys? How you doing today?
How are you? Hold on one sec. What's that?
I said, how are you
Can you
doing
hear
today,
Scott?
guys? Yes, I can.
Good. Now we can hear you. Good deal. So how are things in beautiful Maine?
Wet right now. We're getting a lot of rain from the lower half, the eastern border right now. We're getting all that rain from the storm. How about you guys?
Oh man. So well, hope it's actually
wet.
sunny and wet. It was wet all day yesterday, and it's a little sunny today. And as you may have seen from Rennie Doyle's post, they're up in the mountains up by with snow, so it's going to be a good year for us, I think, snow-wise. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Scott Macha, just so you guys, those that don't know him, he is one of the members of the Detail Mafia. He is a very proud and a very awesome detailing. He calls himself an artist, and I agree with that. He's very good. So he and I had the opportunity to work shoulder to shoulder on Air Force One, and he and Shane Mayfield were very kind in helping me improve my technique as I worked on that Flex 3401 on a number of planes. So thank you very much for being my mentor there with you and Shane. So
It was a pleasure, man. We had a lot of fun out there. Seattle was it's always a brand new experience out there. Working with the new guys, even working with some of the guys that have started the project right from day one, even working side by side with people like Jim Gogan and Harry Sandworth and William Laurel, Ryan McGow. The list is so long. All the guys out there that really take a lot of time to bring in the few that haven't been in the project very long to show us how to do things. So it was a great pleasure sitting down with you. Actually, you took up a lot more space than I thought you were going to at first. I mean, getting into one of those engines right there, you kept pushing me out of the way. I didn't know how to keep up with you.
you gotta make room for my big butt. So either that or my big head. So it's all good. So tell us a little bit about Total Eclipse. So you guys are in Yarmouth, Maine. I know in our conversations you're kind of, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you're moving into a lot of the motorcycle realm of detailing, or is that all you're focused on, or what's your shop's expertise?
Expertise. My
Maybe
expertise
focus is a better word.
Yeah, there you go. I like focus. I focus on motorcycles. I love motorcycles a lot. We get to spend a lot of time with us being like 1 hour away from Laconia, New Hampshire. This gives us a great opportunity to spend a little time with the bikes that, Indians and Triumphs and Harleys, and I have a real passion for that, and I've gotten to really extend that passion out because my continual education with the Detail Mafia and being able to go down to places like New Jersey and underhand and study with Harry, who he's the true Hogfather, man. I can't help but want to train with him all the time. So it's been a great feature. Hey Christian, how you doing today, man?
There's the Parkers. Hey, so question for you, Scott, and we were talking about it earlier with the weather. That's a really interesting topic because a lot of people, everybody has to deal with some kind of weather, but in our area we deal with it, and I know you do as well, where we have kind of the extremes. I mean, you've got your summer weather, but then you guys also have very cold and inclement weather, and so one of the things we wanted to talk about with you is how do you in your market deal with that both on a customer basis of how to explain to them, you know, the benefits of doing something maybe when it's snowing or raining versus someone that's in a, you know, 70 degrees all the time.
You know, the market in our area is we hold sometimes we can hold anywhere between 5 to 6 months or 5 to 8 months worth of snow. And a lot of our clients, it's been a pretty tough conversation to sit down with some of our clients and look at them and say, hey, we want to focus on, like getting your interior prepped up for the winter time because a lot of calcium, a lot of deposit on the floor and stuff like that. Um, they don't know that you can use coatings to protect the inside of your car. They don't know that you can use smart fabrics to, make sure they don't get water stains and abrasions in their fabrics and stuff like this. So just informing our clients and showing them by hand each of their options has been a great feature for us, especially this year in our market. With technology rolling the way it is every day and bringing in new products and bringing in new machinery, it's been great to show our clients what they can do versus what they couldn't do a long time ago. I remember a long time ago when I was a kid, my dad used to clean a car and put a Scotch guard on the seat just to stop it from getting all wet all the time. Nowadays, we have better products than that give us longevity and durability for, anywhere between 5 to 6 months. So this brings you right out into spring, and that's how we market the product to our customers.
Okay.
Interesting. So do you have do you have a preference on products that you use on the interior side of things, or what where are you heading that way?
Preference on products, I think it really depends on what type of car I'm working on. Every car is different. If we love the PNS line, as you can see. I got to rub it out of my hat here for a second, but there's many, 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 many products these days that hold fabric protection. You have G-Technic. Cleaning, you have PNS. I mean, they all work so well together now. Most of these guys get to really shake hands and talk to people in the industry, especially when they get to sit and walk into educational things like SEMA International Car Shows coming up, and that's where these guys in the industry, the bigger part of the industry, really get to sit down and talk amongst each other and say, what's making the branding happening this year, what's making it better, and how can we make our products better. And that's why I love this industry so much, is because most of these companies aren't afraid to reach out and say to the local detailer, hey, how can we make our products better for you, and what are your clients and your customers looking for? So this is, it's an enjoyment to walk out to places like SEMA and learn from these guys.
Interesting. So are you, I know you and I have had a lot of discussions, online and offline, about the things that you've done, to improve your business this year. And you have some pretty exciting things that you're looking towards and you're working on in the background that hopefully will come to fruition. What are some of the drivers that are helping you, really evolve your business to the next level?
My clients are my drivers. Every day we wake up, we do things to make sure that we can needs. Um, we've got big plans in the future. I'm excited. I'm going to give it a little bit more time before we make the big announcement. But it's the business growing. When we first brought in the business 7 years ago, we started from a little truck doing backyard and going house to house and reaching out to people and detailing their cars. And uh, my business has grown a lot because I reached out to people to educate myself and to educate my business. And because of this, you know, it's allowed me to grow my business astronomically. And it, that's a stumping question. Boy, you got me real good. Um,
Well,
Growth
so let me
is
let
where
me
my
let me
business
ask
is
you a
going.
couple of questions about that. So sorry,
Yep.
but you do a lot of different things, right? I mean, we see guys out there that primarily focus on coatings or primarily focus on, just this four product offerings or four service offerings. Where I think that's something that's different about you is you do a lot of different stuff. So that's I think one of the things that's intriguing about your particular business is, you might be doing floor mats and doing an interior, and the next thing you know, you get some wild crazy fire truck looking thing out there. So what is it that drives you to be so diverse in your product offerings or your service offerings?
My location, a lot of people don't. Uh, in my location, a people when they think of detailing, they think of bring my car in and get it detailed. It's got to be a one big package kind of deal. It's like a friend of mine said. He said there's a difference between a car wash and a detailer. If you have um, a long time ago, they used to specify we'll do package number one and package number two and package number three, and that's what you can offer to your clients. And after sitting down with a couple of mentors that I've had in the last 3 years, I've redesigned my business as well as others have redesigned their business to say our clients they didn't need to have a complete detail done, a whole inside outside job, or you know what, how can I prep my client for the winter time? Well, we brought in WeatherTech and we said to them, we said, hey, we can we can maximize on how well your car comes out and keep by looking at our clients and saying, why don't we offer you WeatherTech? And how about we offer you fabric protection? Because by adding longevity and durability to your car and the protection to your car inside and outside, this gave us a chance to keep our prices down. It was a good question about, you know, separating the interiors and the exteriors, but as well as, the big fire trucks that we do. That's because clients came out to us and they said, uh, we saw your education within the last couple of years, and we see that you're really thriving for some of the older cars and some of the older techniques. That fire engine we did was from the country Poland, and he came out to me and he said, I just want to get it cleaned up, but I don't need to have a three-stage correction done to this because I want to try to keep it as original as possible. So that was a really exciting piece for me to do. We do, a lot of companies are just like a lot of car care specialists are just like me, where they really got themselves out of just doing one thing. I'll throw a name out there. Uh, a gentleman, Bill. He's from across the states, and he does a lot of multiple things. Jimmy Gogan does radio installation. Um, Parker Brothers are doing. Detail Boss is doing, what they do, plastic coatings on the front of their cars now
Weights, a
for
lot of lifting
protection.
weights, and yeah.
Yeah, I just can't look that good, man. That's not my thing.
Yeah, some of
But
us just don't
all of
have the
that stuff
natural
right
ability
there.
to look that good. Sorry, you guys got me beat. So,
Oh, not everybody can have hair on our heads. Look at that one over there. I mean, he still has hair, and
it's
he's,
exactly.
a little bit older than
You
me,
know,
right?
I had a client a couple of days ago that I'm going with his statement. He said, God put God put hair on 90% of the people, and then on the good looking ones, he took it off, or something like that. But
You need something. I'm telling you, hair would help. so, so
Yeah,
I think
well,
what's interesting about what you shared is that your market really does drive a lot of what you can do. It also drives new ideas in how you can better serve your customers because you're like, look, I have half my season that is encumbered by heavy snow. So how can I better serve those customers, during the active season? And are you doing anything actually during the winter that enables you to go through those slower months?
We have we have something coming up. Yeah, we're doing we have a lot of plans in the next year. We're going to be reaching out, and some of our smaller plans are, we're might be doing, additions to snow plows and stuff like that. We maybe find a little bit bigger property. Um, it's all about pre-prep when it comes to me in the business. We want to make sure the clients are, getting the inside, getting the outside done, making sure we put coatings on cars. Coatings has been a big thing for a lot of people this year. They wanted to reach out and make sure that ceramic coatings are on cars, and I'm all for that. It is about protection, guys. It is about reaching out and talking to our clients, finding out what our clients want on a daily basis, making sure that our clients know that, you know, uh, the Detail Mafia as well as the IDA are willing to educate people, and the IDA is really pushing this year. They've been really strong. Go IDA. That they're reaching out to detailers saying, instead of just being yes sir. Oh, hold on a second. Let me brush it off. Okay. Making sure that they reach out to people and saying, hey, we are educating our detailers now. We're inspecting more of them. You can either be here or you can be here. And that's what's inspiring the detailers this year to magnify their education, is that thrust into life now where you can't make it as the garage guy, because people are now starting to notice that, hey, this guy isn't part of the International Detailer Association. What is separating him from the rest of the group? Listening to our clients is everything. If we can't listen to our clients, your
Yeah.
business can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and one of the things that really struck me, getting involved in the organization, both the IDA and particularly the IDA members that are Detail Mafia, was the the willingness to share business secrets.
Yes.
So, I mean, earlier I'm picking on the Parkers, but those guys will answer their phone. And if you've got an issue, you're dealing with something, you're like, hey guys, how do I deal with this? They'll tell you, because they deal with some extreme temperatures on the other side. I mean, they're dealing with the Phoenix, Arizona stuff, whereas you're dealing with the cold, which is more similar to Idaho. But I mean, I remember talking to both Mark Elliott, the Parkers, and William Lara, both about, they'd say, well, I'll be working in the shop, and all of a sudden Scott will call or Mark will call, and I'm going, these guys they're not competitors, but if they're in the same market, they would be, but they're sharing, right? It's just an industry trade.
I think they're trying to elevate the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, I was recently out in Jacksonville with a brand new customer of RotaFest, doing 3 days of training with them. And in our discussions, I asked them why they weren't IDA members, and had they thought about, becoming part of the Detail Mafia. And we had a really, really good discussion about why it was important to become a member of the IDA, and that it really does elevate not only him and his company, but it also gives him tools to elevate his customers' education so that he can better serve them. And he actually went out and joined up the IDA the very next week. And I was talking to him. He goes, yeah, I cannot believe already the community involvement that I've gotten just in the first 2 weeks of helping me elevate my business. So,
Oh, the education. uh, This industry has grown so much since the days when it was putting turtle wax on your car, or buffing it with a heavy, forced rotation. I mean, without the people we have in our group, or even without the people who have helped us grow in this industry, talking amongst each other is very important. William Laura said, and just in the post down below, it said, it's the key to education is for both us and our clients. If I can't reach out there, I get a customer in, they brought a car one time, I think it was a Porsche, and I reached out to the Parker brothers and I said, hey, I got this car and I'm not familiar with the car. You mind reaching out to me and explaining, the best way to handle this car? And they made sure it was instant text messaging, and that's the best part about detailing in this industry right now. Now you don't have to, you're not making 500 million phone calls anymore. You can text message. We couldn't do that before. A long time ago, you would have to stop everything you're doing to go and make that phone call. Or if anybody wanted to, like, I think Rennie Doyle said it the best, it used to be a gypsy business. Now it's not a gypsy business. A lot of people are reaching out. A lot of people are caring about the way that, and a lot of people are showing everybody, hey, we're the mechanics now. And that's how we're reaching out to people.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's a really big thing. That's awesome. I mean, it's Rod and I, we've actually been in around on the technical side with our software, since 2009, and even since 2009, we've seen a huge elevation of the industry as a whole. We're seeing more guys move from a truck and a van to having inside the four walls full operation with wash bays, drying bays, and it's really fun to watch and be a part of, a small part of helping people evolve and grow their businesses. And this year we had the opportunity, to be heavily involved with AFO, and just that experience alone of working side by side with the men and women that are leading this industry was incredible. I mean, it just was an amazing experience. And the more I personally get into it, I mean, Rod, he's IDA certified already. He's waiting to get his skills validation. I'm going to get IDA certified. And the drivers, so that we better understand the industry, so that we can better serve people like you guys that are out there every day doing the awesome work for your customers in your communities. So
That's what I was saying earlier. That that's what impresses me, is to be able to reach out to you guys and to reach out to others, and that whole talking amongst each other in this industry right now is the exciting part of my career. Watching businesses like yours go from being maybe little to being, oh my God, we've magnified our business because sit down and talk to each individual detailer in individual states and tick. Not even just detailers. I've seen you guys magnify your business into other areas right now. Congratulations about that, guys. But I'm excited about what you guys have done this year. Um, as far as, sitting down with the PNS line and sitting down with guys that do, paintless dent repair, PDR. I mean, it's been a crazy season for you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing where you guys go this year, and I'm looking to see how much bigger Zenware becomes, and finding out how many people actually look to you guys as the end all be all in the game in this industry right now.
well, we're working on it as hard and as fast as we can, and it's really because everything that is evolving in our software, it's really driven by feedback from you and from other customers. I mean, I was looking at what we've developed the past year, and I would say all of the new features were customer requested. So that's a lot of fun to kind of evolve with people. So we're coming up on our 30 minutes. We're trying to keep these locked in at 30 minutes so that we know that people have to go and detail cars and service their customers. So how do people find you in your area? What's your web address, phone number? Let's give a shout out so we can drive some business your way, man.
Hello, everybody. I'm Scott Mason from Total Eclipse Auto Detail and Design. We're located in Yarmouth, Maine. Keep an eye out for that one. Our phone number is 846-3310, area code 207. We're on the main strip, Route 1 in Yarmouth, so it's easy to find us. We're we're around from Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. You can pay attention to us through our Facebook. Our webpage is totaleclipsedetailing.com. And make sure to pay attention to those. Sign up for our newsletters every month so you can find out the ins and outs of how our business is growing. By paying attention to our Facebook, you'll pay attention to videos like this one here, where we're sitting down with these intelligent people and getting to learn the business in a bigger.
You're intelligent.
Oh, hey man, I got excited this morning for a quick second. We got to talk. Jody, I heard you're a slave driver. I could never keep up with your work, man.
Yeah, it's just work. It's like anything. It's like any industry. So
yeah, we just try to figure it out every day, like everybody else. And I think that's a big thing. The first thing I walked in this morning, and Rye goes, "There's some things we need to improve." And I'm like, "All right, what's the list today?" And so he went down, and I'm like, "Yeah, I agree there. I agree there. Well, not so much there, but it's it's really recognizing." Doing that self-assessment both on a personal level and a business level, that if you can be honest with yourself and truly self-assess, then you can make the minute adjustments to really take your business to the next level. And I think that's really what we're trying to do, what you're trying to do, what others that we see in the industry are trying to do. And I know Rennie Doyle with the Detail Mafia and that whole crew. I mean, he's really trying to elevate everybody in the industry, so we have to give a shout out to him. And really, we appreciate you taking the time. We're super excited to interview all of the different guys and the ladies and gals and the vendors that are really pushing the industry, and appreciate you giving us some of your time this morning.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit. I was hoping to get a little time in to work with that lowrider that Rob's working on, but maybe one of these days we'll head out there and go visit you guys.
Hey, anytime you want to come help, that's fine. Come on over, man.
All right, man. Y'all have yourselves a great day. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
I'm glad he invited you to the shop. He doesn't invite me to the shop since we changed out the engine in the Chevy.
Yeah, he knows where I live. He can come over anytime.
Yes, I can. So anyway, well, you have a great day, and thanks for joining us, buddy.
Hey, it was a pleasure. Good luck, guys, and then I hope everybody else that's watched this video enjoys the rest of your day. And like Scotty says always, you know what? Keep it shiny.
Keep it shiny.
There you go. Thanks, man.
See ya.